Morning. Awesome. That was a great response. They're ready. I'm particularly excited about this session. I'm really liking where this solution is going, and I think you're going to like where we end up. And we have a lot to cover. So Jason agreed to join me across this entire session. There's like 15 places where I just want to go off on a tangent and talk about the history of these tools and where they all came from. And he's going to add some commentary and try to keep me in check.
See, the problem is, real reason that I'm here is that what he's about to talk about is awesome. I mean, totally awesome. Everybody here work with DSC maybe a little bit? Yeah?
Wow.
Michelle, DSC.
Love it.
This is off the hook. This is making me so happy, I just can't believe it. I'm serious.
It's really neat.
I just want to hug you, man.
So I like to start off sessions like this and help everybody think about, why is this a problem to solve? Like, why should I care? And especially when we're comparing and contrasting an existing proven tool and then thinking about how we're going to bring something forward, it's good to just say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It would be one way to approach it. And we want to look at it and say, well, maybe this is something that has a gap and we should consider moving it forward.
And see, you got this picture up there, and I'm kind of freaked out because I don't have a positive thing to say right now.
I do. So, when preparing for this, I went on YouTube and I thought, let's go see if we can find the original presentations when group policy was introduced. Like when Windows 2000 came out, Microsoft said, this is how you're going to manage this in the enterprise.
Michael, there was no YouTube.
There was no YouTube. This is exactly why I ran into videos of like Bill Gates talking about introducing NT5 on the Today Show.
Yeah.
Right? And these sessions were presented at Comdex. And literally, group policy RTM'd next month, 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
So
nobody's applauding, though.
And I did find, like the marketing tagline then for Windows 2000 was, we're going to internet enable your business. It was like, check, that one they got done. Like most businesses are now internet enabled, right? We're not
right. You remember how many of you were like, "Oh, what's this thing called a firewall, and why do we need it?"
Yeah.
That was the day, right? That's what I was doing, was introducing companies to firewalls and private IP addressing back then. That was hilarious.
So at Microsoft, we have this concept of a service award where you get this plaque every 5 years for your tenure, and literally, group policy deserves a service award.
20-year service.
The big one.
The big one.
For 20 years at Microsoft. That's amazing. So I'm not here just to beat up on group policy, but I do want to recognize what many of you might be feeling, which is there are challenges working with group policy in cloud environments, and how the heck are we going to move this thing forward? So what are the challenges we're running into? Most of these cloud machines don't live very long, so they might not get domain joined, and if they do, you've got the whole process of, what am I going to do with that computer account? I've got to
cleaning it out.
The DNS record's going to be there, things. Developers just want these machines to spin up, run their tests as quickly as possible, and if group policy takes minutes plus to get
days
to the full implementation on the machine, and it's not really working very well if a developer just wants to get the machine to the end state as soon as possible, run their tests, and then, nope, that fix didn't do what I wanted to do, so burn it down and try it again. The process just doesn't work out that well.
Well, yeah, because group policies, you guys know, you always get these things that, we'd always say it takes 90 minutes at least to get there, right? And you know that if you work with it, no, it could take days. It just depends on when you finally get that refresh cycle from the domain controller. So nothing is instantaneous with group policies. That was one of the big problems, one of the reasons why I was, very upset about it.
And even just the way you apply group policies, you can't open Active Directory and say, I want to link this policy to my resource group. Right. Or to a tag in ARM, or to a subscription. It just doesn't know about those things. So what are the requirements? What if we took group policy and moved it to being something that does work for the cloud? What would the requirements be to make that happen? I actually found there is a definition of what is the cloud. And I'm not going to read this whole thing off, but it's like NIST. It is a standard, 800-145. There is a cloud definition. The most important part of this, by the way, this is a fascinating document to go read if you're a nerd like me. But the most important thing, and then this actually came to me from the DevOps annual report, the State of DevOps report, those 5 key characteristics, and that if you meet them, you were 24 times more likely to be a high performer, meaning that you meet the needs of your organization as quickly as possible and that you recover from failure. So those 5 key characteristics are here on this slide. And I just did a quick analysis, and as far as I can tell, group policy today is not holding up very well. Guest configuration, on the other hand, does quite well. So these are just things like, you know, if you're applying a group policy to a scope, the person who's standing up their application server doesn't really have a lot of self-service capabilities. Group policy the PAS didn't exist when group policy was designed. Like, that's not a requirement that it was trying to solve.
But besides that, Michael, I mean, your slide screams, why should we even be moving group policy at this point?
Because that's where, if you go look at across all of these different standards that are being published for, I need to conduct credit card transactions, or I need things to be protected on my machine so that I can have workloads that meets XYZ industry regulation. They're all publishing in group policy format. And I bet everybody in this room has an Active Directory, right? So
Yeah.
So you also have a skill set that you've developed. You know how to open the group policy object editor and go through and build a group policy to apply to a machine. And in your existing environment, you have 20 years worth of development that has happened that said, this is how our organization is designed. This is our baseline. This is how we're going to trust our environment.
So you're relying upon the investments that everybody's made in that technology of group policy, and you think that that carries forward. But we've got all of these problems, all these check boxes, all these things that are...
And you hit on a really important point. It's both the investment from the organization and personally, like the time that we have spent on ourselves to build that skill set, and how do we take that and make it something for the cloud, not just the evolution of the tools.
Yeah, you definitely have a different point of view than what a lot of us have been saying publicly about group policies versus DSC, that kind of thing, right? We're saying pretty much who cares about group policies, and you're taking a different point of view on that.
So I'm going to go to my first demo, and what we're going to take a look at is something that is live in production right now. So if I just go over to the Azure portal, I'll full screen this one. That'll be nice. Yeah, it seems like we're zoomed in well enough, but if not, we can always make a change. I'm going to tell you first how to find the guest configuration policies and what they are, and then there's one in particular that I think you're going to like. So guest configuration is built on top of Azure policy, and we're going to get into the fine-grained details of exactly how this service works and where to find the logs and things like that. But the best way to find our definitions, if you open the Azure portal, you went to like all services, type policy, click on that, and land on definitions. There's a couple of filters you're going to want to put in place. Definition type, set initiative, and I'm going to switch to built-in. But the most important one here is on this far filter, I want to go to guest configuration. Now, guest configuration means inside the machine. So while Azure policy typically applies to ARM, like Azure Resource Manager and storage accounts, network accounts, things like that, or network settings, this is going to apply inside the machine. And you know what's pretty neat? We've got a bunch of policies that are direct feedback from customers. So when people see policy, they initially think like this is going to be a security scanner and that kind of thing. We actually have a ton of operational policies. We can audit for certificates that are going to expire in the next 30 days. We can audit for pending reboots. We can audit who's in the administrators group. There's a really cool one that a customer specifically requested. Can you tell us when we have machines that have not been rebooted within a time frame? And it's because they're looking for machines that nobody's paying attention to. Like their idea is like, if this machine hasn't been rebooted in 4 months, what do you want to bet we're paying for it and it's not doing anything anymore?
Yeah, we're paying lots of money for it.
But let's specifically look at this one. So you can find it really easily. It's the one that has 58 policies in it. And it's named Audit Windows VMs that do not match Azure Security Baseline settings. But as you look down this list of definitions, you'll find that is the group policy tree. So if you were to open, Advanced Group Policy Management Console and you started hitting the little plus signs and expanding out each of the areas, this is just the group policy tree.
So basically, you put group policy in the cloud.
And this is just doing audit.
Okay.
So remember whenever,
checking stuff for me?
and this is a DSC audience, remember whenever DSC was new and Jeffrey was presenting it and somebody raised their hand and they said, hey, what's going to happen if we apply the same setting using group policy and DSC? And his honest answer was they're going to fight like two cats in a bag.
I thought it was raccoons in a
Might have been
bag,
raccoons in a bag.
Either way, that's
pretty
going
sure
to
it
be
wasn't
a messy
PC.
battle. All the contention between those?
So this one is just doing audit. It's read-only. So we don't have to worry about that yet.
There's no contention then.
We'll talk about that again later in the session, but we don't have to worry about that yet. This is just doing audit. It's going to go check what are the effective settings on your machine. So we assume the settings could be coming from GP, they could be coming from DSC, they could be coming from Chef, Puppet, Ansible. We just want to see what are the effective settings on this machine.
And this is great because if your concern is compliance, this will at least tell you whether you're in compliance or not compliance.
Exactly.
Which is the goal, right?
And real quick, I'll go look at the compliance view, just so that you know how to get there. We'll come back to that policy, but just to look at one that's pretty straightforward. This is Windows VMs in which the administrators group contains any of the specified members. So this is like the, hey, I want to be on the lookout for people who should not be in my administrators group. And again, since many people are familiar with DSC, if I navigate to the compliance view, you'll find this view is actually brought over from Azure Automation.
Oh.
So this is going to tell us for all of the policies in that scope. I was looking for, in this case, I knew that this machine was going to have the user Vagrant, so I used it as a demo. But yep, sure enough, it said, you told me go see if this guy is an administrator. His name's Jason Helmick. He should never have access to my machines. And then, red alert, yes, this is.
That should be in everybody's compliance.
So let me explain exactly how this all works. So guest configuration is just integrated into Azure Policy, and that means whenever a new deployment comes in, Azure Policy is going to pick up that template and do an audit if not exists or deploy if not exists. So what's actually happening is you don't have to think, if you want it to sort of be in reactive mode, you don't have to think about adding something special to your deployment. It can just pick it up and automatically conduct the audit for you.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's going to save a lot of time too.
You also have the option of adding it to your deployment template. So for tools like Terraform, you don't have to rely on policy to put it there. You can just add it directly. What that gives us is, I'm seeing in a lot of places now, group policy is a good example of this. It used to be that we could, as operations people, could just say, this is how it's going to be across all machines, make it so. More and more I'm hearing from customers that they need the ability in operations to have that sort of read-only access. Right. And then the application team actually owns the machine and they run the deployment. We just need a way to make sure that things haven't fallen off the rails as they're being deployed. So it fits into that model pretty well. When I did this presentation last spring at PowerShell Conf, yeah, these are going to be pretty small. We had like 12 policies. We have like 60 policies now. So I couldn't fit them all on one slide, so I did the Star Wars.
So you did this like movie credit roll thing?
But you can see that basically everything within group policy, all of those interesting operation scenarios we talked about. We've got interesting things like who's in the administrators group, because that was an important one for CIS baseline, and it goes on and on and on. We've got a ton of content, and we're going to keep building more.
So in a nutshell, you got them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got them all. Well, thank you. So, I mean, you got them all up there, but what else can I do?
The reason that you see those showing up as these built-in different things, and you hear me describe them as these narratives, right? Like who's in the administrators group and things like that, as opposed to the individual settings. When we first started looking at this area, we actually thought maybe we could take like every setting of Windows and Linux and just somehow make that part of ARM. And when we looked at it, it's like, that's going to be thousands of settings.
Yeah.
So we can't really do that. So we ended up on this whole scenario concept where what you're really doing is at deployment saying, this scenario gets mapped to this machine. So this is looking at the portal and saying, okay, here we're going to map the audit Windows VMs that did not match Azure Security Baseline settings to a VM by making an assignment to a scope. But let's take a look at what the code actually looks like. And this looks more complicated than it really is, and that's what I want to dig into. So you can see in yellow here, I've got a scenario. Allow login to SSH. That's my guest configuration. That's under the hood, that's a MOF file.
That's MOF.
So that's going to be what the MOF that's going to be used to go contain the configuration that's going to be evaluated on that machine. And then you can see the type, Microsoft.compute/virtual machines, providers, guest configuration assignment. So this is not super complicated. It's just map scenario, allow login to SSH to machine at that path. So the code behind this, whenever you actually get into the ARM template and start thinking about how you're going to manage this as code, is pretty straightforward. Like you're just going to add that to your template and change the scenario you want to map to.
And so, well, I'll let you keep going, but when I run this, as I do this as a deployment, am I going to have to wait, 90 minutes, 3 days, 5 months?
So that's the big advantage, where we've thought about this in the beginning of the slide deck there, where we were thinking about for developers, how would, group policy gets applied, we gotta wait for it to finish.
Right.
If you're including this in your deployment template, as soon as that machine comes online, this is gonna start getting enacted.
Because it's using DSC, those changes are immediate then when it comes up and does that config.
Yeah, we're not waiting for layers upon layers.
So basically, you not only moved group policies to the cloud, you made the service of group policies better.
Yeah, and as one other thing I want to touch on while we're in this area, you saw, I didn't do the assignment for that audit policy, but each of the settings of those group policy settings, when you go do the assignment, you can customize the values that they're looking for. In fact, in some cases, you can even give it a range. So you can say the effective password history value should be between 10 and 15, but kind of give the app team some flexibility. You can manage that in the portal. You can also manage it completely as code. I'm not going to get too much into that demo today, but it's just an ARM template to do the policy assignment.
Got it.
So if you wanted to track your exceptions, like if you need to report, I need for the next 30 days to not configure this because it breaks some application and they need to document it but work around it for 30 days, it's all going to be in source control. And you can just put in your commit history while you were doing it.
So now, you're doing the documentation for me too.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm kind of liking this better.
Now I want to look at this from a little bit different point of view. So we actually have tools that would allow you in this audit scenario to take the group policy that you have in your environment and bring that to Azure so that, like I mentioned, you can set those parameters. You could do that. You could go through and set every parameter based on the group policy you have on-prem, or you can literally take your group policy and just bring it to Azure.
So now you're saving me a considerable amount of time to get migrated and to utilize this, because I don't have to recreate everything from scratch, go through, result and set of policies takes me days, right? So that makes it a lot easier. Ooh, technical components.
I'm going to come back to that. I'm out of sync with my slides, and I'm 100% okay with that. So there's a community module. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost heard somebody say, can you make the text larger? Somebody remind me the key combination to make the text larger.
I think it's Command.
Does that work?
Command plus. Is that good enough?
Okay. So there's a community module named Baseline Management, and the slides will catch up with me in a minute, and we'll talk about that, where that can be found. The Baseline Management module allows you to take the export of a group policy and convert it over to Azure policy. So let's just walk this line by line. If you're familiar with the Microsoft Security and Compliance Toolkit, that's a thing that Microsoft publishes with every new release of Windows.
Yeah.
And there's actually group policy templates included in that you can apply to manage, in this case, let's say it's Server 2019. So I've automated the download of that, and it's already extracted here, so I'll save that time. I'll run this one. I am not at the correct path. It's because I lost my connection.
Oh.
No, it's because I lost the terminal. There we go. That's the one I want.
Thank you for running Preview 5.
There we go.
We still didn't want to run.
To reset real quick.
You know how it goes. It's been a long week. How was the party last night?
Xbox.
So, are you so quiet because of the party last night? That's why we're quiet, because, yeah, it was a good time. Oh, hey, you got the drive. Yay.
So this is a script that's included in the tool, and it just goes and identifies throughout the content. I just wanted to prove out that, yes, these are baselines for each member type, or each server role type. So this could be for domain controller policies. We're specifically going to look at member server. So when you load the baseline management module, it's going to give you this function, convert from GPO. Now this is really cool to watch run. This is literally going to write an entire DSC configuration from all of the policies that were published into that download. So if I go look now at policy files, here's my DSC configuration with all of those details.
So not only can you get what I'm running and to bring it to the cloud, I can now go through and if I wanted to edit it real quick.
Yeah,
do
which
some
you probably
changes.
are. There's going to be some things you
some
want
mods. Yeah.
Here's the moth file version of that.
Wow. Dude, this is really cool. I'm glad you showed up for work last week.
Thanks. I'll make some quick changes, exactly what you just said. And then I want to show, and I've got a slide on this later, so you'll be able to capture these as a picture. We have four commandlets that are designed to make your life easy, because we assume you might want to start with the group policy content that you have now. You might be looking at downloading it from somebody like CIS. You might download the latest STIG. Like you said, you made changes. Okay, now you've converted that over to a moth. How do I use that in group policy? So these commands are new guest configuration package. Remember for DSC extension, you had to kind of figure out how to put the modules and the moth file and things like that in the package. We just do all that for you. So you just say, here's the moth file. It goes and gets the modules from PS module path, and everything just builds.
Okay, I'm going to clap for that, because that's awesome. So I don't have to figure out how to get all the packages together, all this stuff laying around. You're just going to do it all for me. I wish you would have done that like 4 years ago.
I'm going to skip the next one with the storage upload just to save us some time, because the next one includes a download. What I actually am going to do is run this one on the fly, test-guest configuration package, and I'm going to give it this path. I'm tweaking my demo right now a little bit because there's so many people who are familiar with DSC. This solves a major problem that we've had in the past.
So what's it doing right now?
I don't know what it's doing right now, but I can tell you what's supposed to be happening right now.
Okay, that's good.
When you download the guest configuration, there we go. When you download the guest configuration module from the gallery, you're going to see that sucker is like more than 50 meg. The reason is, both for Windows and for Linux, we include the agents that we use in Azure.
Okay, that makes sense.
So whereas in DSC, there was always like, how the heck do I debug this thing? Like, what is it even going to look like when it runs in a machine in Azure? We bring the actual agent to your machine, and then there's a commandlet that you can run so that as you're building it, you can see when the agent runs it, what's it going to return. So you don't have to go spin up a machine in Azure and pay for it and that kind of thing if you're just going through testing your DSC content.
Right.
We've completely automated this process now.
Wow, that's a big benefit.
And then, so let's just say your background is in DSC or your background's in group policy. Maybe you're not super familiar with ARM. So how do you go add this stuff as an ARM template to get it into Azure? We completely automate that process as well.
Oh, thank you, because that's not fun.
I didn't set the content URI variable. The content URI variable is just, I skipped that step because I had already published the zip file into blob storage with the SAS token. But now, right now, it's completely authoring all of my policy files for me. And the first thing that it does, just, I don't know about you, but sometimes I screw this stuff up. So the first thing it's going to do is go download from that URL and make sure that it can access it, that the machine will be able to access it.
Yeah.
Then it takes a hash value of that content package. That's actually super important because someone could have access to come change this in Azure, but as the DSC person, you want to make sure that if somebody comes along and makes changes to your module or makes changes to your configuration, that those two are always forever linked. So it's a hash value of the package that the agent actually validates or verifies whenever it
So it's not only an accidental administrative type conflict that you're saving us from, it's also a security thing. I
Yes,
mean,
absolutely.
if somebody else can inject something into it, you're checking that.
Let me make sure that I am in the right subscription before I go make a real change. So now when I hit publish, I don't even have to actually do it. There we go. I don't even have to open the portal and copy and paste. I don't have to figure out how to do an ARM deployment. I just run publish-guest configuration policy.
This made the ARM template and all that.
Everything, yep. So here's
So
our
a couple of
ARM templates over
commandlets,
here.
and I can just grab everything that I currently have, throw it up in the cloud, and I'm pretty much ready to go.
Yep. So let's go over here and look at this window. If I go back to policy and look at my definitions and use the same filters I used before, but this time I'm going to leave type to all types, so that includes custom. Actually, just to make this super easy, let's go to just custom. So there's, let me hit refresh. Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong subscription. You didn't see any of this because I'm going to come back to it later. There we go.
Oh,
there's
there
my
it
Server
is.
2019 configuration baseline, which is what I had downloaded from the Security Compliance Toolkit, but could also be your own GPO that you exported. And it's going to work just like any other policy. And if I were to go in and do an assignment, the results that I would view and things like that are going to look exactly like it would work, you know,
So
any built-in policy.
how many of you have fought with setting registry settings with like DSC or any other tool for that matter? Was it fun? I'm sitting here going, dude, even doing it in DSC, just coding it out, you could be there for days getting registry settings that you would normally want from group policy. This is something you just did in a couple of minutes.
This is like thousands of lines of code that we just generated.
Yeah, I am like awestruck.
So let me talk a little bit about what's going on under the hood and how the service works, and then we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's new this week and the week before, right? So this is going to be some brand new content. So the resource provider that you'll find in Azure is Microsoft.Guest Configuration. We also have a new extension. It's just Microsoft.Guest Configuration. Many of you are probably familiar with the DSC extension, where you have to provide information to it about what you're going to apply. This one, you just add it. And in fact, the policy is going to add it for you. But if you wanted to add it to your machines, you could in your deployment templates. You don't have to tell it anything. So it's going to do a lookup against the service and find from that resource provider what it's supposed to pull down. And that's that assignment that we were looking at earlier for the per scenario. On the machine, if you want to go, so let's say that you assign that built-in policy that has the 58 definitions, and you want to go, what's going on my machine? How do I go actually find that stuff? If you look in C program data / guest config, you'll find a subfolder for each of the policies that was applied with the MOF and the module files independent for each of those. So with Windows DSC, you could only apply one configuration, and you had to sort of carve it up.
So, yeah, because and so complicated things, you had to create composite configs, or if you were really hanging out there, you were doing all kinds of partials and having all kinds of issues doing that. And you're just saying, basically, it's okay, we can just do a bunch of little configs.
And we don't conflict at all. So we sideload an instance of PowerShell core, and then we run all of our transactions right there. Each subfolder is a separate configuration, and we manage them all independently. So we took like basically the top user voice requests for DSC, and by replatforming, we were able to address them. by working through this different.
This really kind of changes the architecture, though, of DSC and the LCM operations. And a lot of the things that we were running into, spending a lot of cycles on in development for DSC, you've totally removed that as well.
And for Linux,
I'm starting to sound like your marketing guy. I can't believe that, but this is freaking awesome.
for Linux, we actually have been working with Chef Inspect because that was the most popular request from customers as the format. But now we're finding that it's actually the DSC community that's interested in auditing Linux as well. So we're going to introduce a provider for PowerShell for Linux as well. So that for guest configuration, you'll also be able to use it to audit, and in the future more, for Linux using PowerShell.
That just blows my mind. Once again, that whole cross-platform thing is just killer.
And it'll take everybody who's in this room that has the DSC skill set and just introduce a whole new area that you can go expand into.
I'm already excited to start plugging away.
The reason I put limited to 5% CPU is the agent itself. There's actually a rule we have to follow when we publish an extension into Azure that says we can't have more than 5% impact on the CPU on the machine. So even if I screw up my module or the configuration that I'm going to go audit, I'm not going to screw up the workload.
So I'm not going to send a machine into running nightmares and all that kind of stuff.
So these were the command lists that we had just looked at.
Yeah.
Remember, it's new guest configuration package, and then test automation, and then the new policy, and then publish the policy. In our documentation, you can get to our documentation. It's just aka.ms/gcpol, guest configuration policy, GCPOL. And then if you scroll down and look under how to, there's create a guest configuration policy. There's a whole section here where I link out to the baseline management module. And actually what I think I'm going to do, I was thinking about this morning, is just take those steps that I was following in that demo, and I'll add them here in the documentation. That way you'll
that would be
just
awesome.
Copy and paste out.
Because I want to do this when I get back. Oh yeah, you got a round of applause for adding it to the docs. That's awesome.
So I'm going to skip that slide. So now I want to talk about the new things we've been working on. Just within the last, obviously we've been working on it for a while, but it was announced within the last couple of weeks. Literally the first meeting I had with customers to start digging into guest configuration as a solution to rebuild DSC and make it a native part of Azure as part of Azure policy. The first thing they asked, well, what if I want to use it outside of Azure? Right? And
well, yeah, because first of all, a lot of stuff is either on-prem, not domain joined. I mean, this is why, first of all, group policy started to be less useful, right? We're not domain joined. We've got laptops, mobile devices, all this kind of stuff. And
Yep. So before I get to talking about this in a hybrid environment, since you've joined the PowerShell team, I also want to talk a little bit about what's going on with DSC outside of Azure.
Oh, yeah.
So you've seen Jason and I have done a couple videos on this, and maybe we'll post some links and things to make them easy to find for people who are here. But we've taken invoke DSC resource and compilation and added them to PowerShell 7 Preview 5. So that's why I'm carrying around a Mac right now. I'm the guinea pig for the team that can go through and make sure that I can take DSC configurations and compile them, even though it's the configuration for Windows and I'm running a Mac.
Hey, if you are in DSC, the fact that it compiles on Mac is, I mean, now that we can do it cross-platform and invoke DSC resource, that's amazing to have in the product now.
Yeah, so that's also going to open the door for lots of exploration of the DSC skill set and other scenarios where you can use that to go configure things like Linux just by running it in PowerShell.
Just by running in Power, yeah.
So you might have heard this week that there's a new thing called Arc. Guest configuration is the first scenario for Azure being used in a hybrid environment. And the way that this works so well, we've had the ability, like you might be using Azure Automation DSC, we've had the ability to have LCM pull configurations from Azure Automation for a while, no matter where you're at.
Right.
This takes a different approach. So with Arc, you're going to put one agent on a machine, and it's going to project that server into Azure. So now, wherever your server is, doesn't matter if it's on Hyper-V, VMware, physical machine, it could actually be in AWS or Google. We don't care where it's at. It's projecting that as a server that's now in ARM.
So it can be Windows or Linux.
Yep.
It can be domain or non-domain joined. It can be any cloud. I mean, and it can be all my on-prem stuff. I don't.
And
I can
all
all
the things
manage
that
it
we've
now.
talked about so far, where we've got the built-in audit policy with all the group policy definitions, the ability to take your existing group policies, convert them, and run those audits, all of that just works right now. You can go try the preview, and we are supporting it in preview. Like my team is on call for customers that want to call in if there's an issue while it's in preview. So it's okay to use right now to go audit your machines.
Wow.
So let's go take a look at how you're going to know that you're.
It really blows my mind that it doesn't matter whether it's cloud or on-prem. You're just going to easily, in a couple of commands, you're just going to let me basically suck that server so that I can manage it anywhere through Azure, managed through Azure, compliant, using all of my GPOs.
You got it exactly.
You've basically re-architected GPOs and made it, I'm sorry, but you just gave it another 20 years of life. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Okay.
Oh, come on, it's GPOs. Lighten up a little bit.
So earlier when we were looking at those compliance results, I kind of went through this quickly, but you can see under resource type, Microsoft.compute/virtual machines, and I think if I go to compliance, you can see here I've got another machine, and its type is Microsoft.hybridcompute/machines. Now I realize, like, this was a quick demo of all the things I was going to go through. Like, I'm not spending a ton of time on this. You won't have to spend a ton of time on this either. It's just a server that Azure knows about now. So when I apply to a scope and I say, for all machines in this subscription, Jason should never be an administrator, go check. It doesn't matter if they're in Azure or if they're in AWS or they're in Google. I don't want Jason to be an administrator anywhere. So go check all my machines.
Which, by the way, is the appropriate way to view that. But see, now that means that the management process for all my machines are taken care of with this, so I should be able to move faster in getting machines up, getting machines out, making sure everything's compliant.
Yep. In this case, this was an easy one, like we're just looking at what's the specified time zone.
The whole fact with the hybrid, that this is all applying to my I'm still a lot of on-prem stuff.
Yeah,
and
sure. And so you get all these benefits, doesn't matter if you're in Azure or if you're not in Azure. So now let's talk about, we're right on time for the last new thing. So this is new as of Wednesday of last week. We now are bringing the ability to apply configurations using Azure Policy Guest Configuration. So for everybody who's got the DSC skill set and is thinking about, like, what's the next step in the evolution here?
Define this for me. We've been talking about applying GPOs. You're saying applying configurations.
Exactly.
And everything that goes loaded with that word configuration.
Yes.
So I want to make servers, I want to make some domain controllers, I want to make some DHCP, DNS, I want to blah, 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 blah.
Yep. So it doesn't require an automation account. You're not going to have to use the individual configuration things there for DSC extension. It's exactly all the things that we just walked through for audit. So if you've had a chance to go play with the audit or you're just getting a chance to play with it this week, it's okay to go just as deep as you want and even start playing around with custom scenarios using DSC for audit, because as we expand this whole deployment concept, it's going to be all the same stuff. Like, we don't have to actually change too much. We just actually literally enabled set out of get, set, and test, and we'll be able to move this forward. Right now, we're just introducing one policy because we want to get your feedback on the experience. So, not you, but everybody.
Well, you're going to get it because I'm going to go back and play with this now because this is really cool. I can deploy configs this way. This is awesome.
So we've got some questions. I've got a survey. I actually don't have the link live yet. That I'm going to do probably over Twitter this week and get some feedback about the way you want it to work. I've asked a ton of people at the booth this week about how they want the experience to work. So we're pretty sure we know how to do it. But let's take a look at our first policy. I'm going to skip this slide before we run out of time. So let's go back to compliance. I'm going to go back to that subscription that I mentioned I would come back to. And in this one, let me move these over. You can see there's the one I was looking at earlier, which is time zone. Let me refresh this. There we go. Let's look at these two right here. In this case, I've applied the audit policy.
Yeah.
And then specifically for our session today, I'm fast forwarding a little bit. Specifically for our session today, I had our team publish a package similar to the one we just created so that I could push it out through guest configuration. So this configure Azure security baseline settings on Windows machines, you won't see as a built-in definition yet. But once we get feedback on our configure time zone policy, which you will see, and I'll show that here in a second, this is probably what we're going to do next. So remember earlier we were talking about what's going to happen whenever DSC and group policy try to manage the same setting.
So that's a great point, because since I'm using DSC, applying these registry settings, I've got those, they started like the site level, domain level, OUs, of all of these group policies coming down. What's going to happen when these guys...
They collide, exactly. Our team over the last couple of months has been doing a ton of work in this area, and what we've decided is, right now when you apply that setting using DSC, it's applying the value, right? So you're setting the registry key or you're applying something using SecEdit, but that's not the same thing as if group policy had applied it, and that's why they're in contention. So what we're going to do instead is actually call group policy in Windows and apply that as a local policy. So if you think about the way group policy has worked, there's local policy, domain policy. So it works, so going higher priority away from the machine, right? So there's a local policy, and then at the OU, at the domain, the things that you just mentioned. And then there's not so much a contention in group policy. It's just designed to work that sort order.
Right.
And so what'll happen is you can go in here in the future and say, I want to configure baseline settings. We will actually apply it as a local policy on the machine. And then if you have a domain policy, it will take the higher priority because that's the way group policy works, and I don't want to go back and change 2008
So you're not
R2.
changing, so we've spent 20 years structuring our group policies and figuring out how best to deliver them through this hierarchical mechanism.
Yes.
And you're not altering that.
I'm not changing that. We're just going to manage that local group policy. And then what we'll do in the portal is say, at the machine, if we see a delta between what's coming from the domain and what was coming from Azure, we'll say non-compliant because your domain policy is different than what you're applying here.
Oh, this is great. So if I've brought up all of my policies, and let's say I went through and I made some changes before I made them into, I make them into for an ARM template. So I made some changes. We've all corporate-wide agreed upon this. Basically, you're letting me see machines using older policies that maybe we don't have cleaned up or that somebody else has set, and you're just going to show it as non-compliant. And the error message would be towards the effect then of...
Let you know there's a conflict.
Now you can go back now and fight it. That's
You're
much
have
better.
To probably go talk to somebody.
Oh, you probably, so this is the great time, right? How many of you are AD enterprise people, right? So how, you AD guys talk to the security guys, and now the config guys are going to have to talk to everybody and the cloud guys. So yeah, a great conversation going on there. That's going to take a month, a year, a day,
So this is a little bit of what that will look like whenever it's available. This is actually created using DSC content. This isn't the new tooling that we'll use very soon. I wasn't quite ready to demo that yet, but this is roughly what it'll look like. This is just using that configuration content that we created for demo. It's actually DSC behind the scenes. And it'll always be DSC doing sort of the plumbing, right? So something has to orchestrate, go run the test, get the Boolean back. Now go run get the details. Now go run set. But we can have just resources in DSC that go call things like specific tooling for group policy, and that's where the magic can happen. And that way the reporting is all consistent, and the way that it's built is all consistent, and then everything will look the same here.
This is like an entire refresh to group policy.
It takes the group policy skill set forward, it breathes new life into DSC and the DSC skill set, and solves this huge problem of how am I going to take the compliance stuff that I've been using in my data center and bring that to a cloud environment.
So let me ask a question. How many of you have been kind of struggling with the idea that if group policies go away, I got to learn a whole new way of getting all that stuff out there, and it's been kind of a pain point? Anybody, I mean, if you've been invested in group policies, you got to figure we go to the cloud, we're going to get rid of it, right? But you just made it so that all of that skill set, as you started out the conversation, goes back in. I'm actually really excited about this, about group policies now, because, wow, you made it so it works.
Said that?
Oh, no, I haven't said that in probably 19 of those 20 years.
So I'll close just by looking at how to find the new configuration policy. So I'm actually going to choose definition type policy this time. And again, it is built in, category guest configuration. And then if you want to start testing this, just search for time zone. But what you'll find is, while previously we just had show results from, and then we had the bootstrapper, now there's just configure time zone on Windows. This one is live. You can go out and test this right now. This is the one that, based on your feedback from here, we will implement the solution to manage group policy settings. And then we're going to go build a bunch of new content, both for Windows and for Linux. Just like we've got that library of content available now for conducting audits, we're going to go build a library of content for configuration as well. The way that I predict that this will work is in this new world of operations and application teams working together. Just like we opened by saying, let's apply an audit policy, and even though it's read-only, I can see what's going on across my environment. Then there's the conversation from the app team, like, how am I supposed to be compliant with that? You're auditing me for 300 settings, I don't know what to do. They can just take the configuration policy and apply it to their machines. Now, if they want to use Chef, Puppet, Ansible, Salt, CF Engine, manual, I don't care. They can make the machine audit with the operations audit any way they want to. But one option they'll have is assign that policy, and then it's good. And did you know that Azure DevOps actually has a compliance gate built into the release process for policy, which means if I'm an application developer, this is back to the first thing we started talking about. If I'm an application developer, I can release my app into a server in a test resource group, let Azure DevOps evaluate that it meets the compliance baseline that is applied to my subscription by my operations team, and if everything looks good, fine, release to production. As opposed to, I made a change to my app, I released to production, and then now somebody from operations calls me on the phone and says, I just created a compliance problem.
So you improve the resolution of the testing for the developer so that they can also say, I am assured that this app works under these compliancy rules, and I just let it move through the pipeline now. So it'll kick it back if something goes wrong.
This will take the group policy settings we've been talking about and make them fit into the scenario for how application developers are releasing code today.
That's amazing.
It's good stuff. I'm super excited about it.
Dude, this is actually really, really cool. You told me about this, and I'm like, group policies, who cares about that? But you've re-architected the entire way this thing works. This is exactly what we needed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's exactly what we need for group policy 10 years ago, and you've re-architected. Now we've got the cloud functionality for it. I just think this is amazing.
So this survey isn't live yet. There's no point in you going to the link right now. But I'll make it live for next week, and I'll tweet out the link again. But I'm just going to put some screenshots in it and ask some questions. I wanted to make some changes based on some conversations we had at the booth this week. But I'm going to be posting. We actually had a ton of success with the last DSC survey that we ran. It was about 2 months ago. We got a ton of responses. There's a recording of the last DSC community call on YouTube, and Gail presents all the details from that survey. But I just want everyone to know, like, the people who filled out that survey directly impacted us doing Invoke DSC resource in PowerShell Core and putting compilation in PowerShell Core and figuring out where are these things, like these are really materializing based on feedback from that first survey.
So really what the best point with this is that if you want to help out and you want to be able to have, hey, in my scenario, I'm doing this, is this going to work? Do you handle this? Do this survey, basically. Cool. When are you going to light this thing up?
The survey?
Yeah.
Hopefully today or Monday.
Okay, that's good. Monday, yeah, I know how it's going.
So let's open the floor to Q&A.
What's your Twitter handle?
MIGreen, M-I-G-R-E-E-N-E. I'm glad that you asked. I don't think this will say.
I have a question.
Great.
So you mentioned that sometimes group policy takes like 90 minutes and stuff like that to implement, but with policies it will be even worse. Those are evaluated once a day.
Let me go back to this slide. Actually, I'm just going to look at the code itself. See the configure time zone on Windows policy. If you scroll down and look at what's being deployed, within that policy, it sounds like you're already familiar with policy. It's an if-then. Under the then, there's a template. And under deployment, there's the actual guest assignment. And you can see I've got one for hybrid and one for compute. I don't know how well that shows up on the screen. My recommendation in that case, so what he's talking, let me just explain context in case anybody else isn't as familiar with policy as you are. When a new VM gets deployed, there's actually a timer that runs and waits until it makes sure that all of the extensions have finished their custom processing, and then there's the first policy evaluation cycle, and that's whenever things like this would actually get run. My recommendation for developers is going to be take this guest assignment and put it in your deployment template. You could still assign the policy, and that way you'll be able to go into the policy view and see the compliant, non-compliant results. But if you put this in your template instead of waiting for policy to put it there, then it will run right away when the machine comes online.
But this is only scenario when you're deploying a machine. What happens if you want to assign this policy to your subscription to machines which are already there? That means there is no deployment that is being run at this point. So you will have to wait for next policy evaluation cycle for those to apply, which will take a day.
Let me answer two questions that are a little bit separate there. One part of your question that I'm kind of teasing out of your question a little bit is, what about at scale? Like, if I'm working across application teams and I expect them to put in their deployment template the guest assignments, how do I make sure they actually put it there? You could, and I'm thinking about actually publishing some example policies of this, you could actually deny their deployments via policy and tell them that they need to have this guest assignment be in their template, or else they can't deploy. That doesn't answer the second part of your question, but that's how we could think about doing this at scale in some cases. The second part of your question was if Azure policy would wait 24 hours to get changes and to look at the configuration. Azure policy waits 24 hours unless there is a put operation happening against that resource type. That's why you'll see like your policy will get refreshed whenever you apply a tag and things like that if it's a storage account. Whenever our agent, so it's just like DSC has always worked, it runs every 15 minutes to check the status of what's happening inside the machine. If something changes, we run a put operation against our own resource provider to set the compliant, not compliant status of the VM on that guest assignment, which triggers Azure policy to come back and reevaluate us.
So just put like change a tag or something on resource to force the policy reevaluation.
Yep, so since we make that right operation, we work a little bit differently than other resource types because we force policy to come back and get the latest status if we detect a change.
Okay, thank you.
We're cheating.
You can also actually invoke policy to be refreshed across the whole subscription or management group. It's a REST API call, and it will go and do it against every single one of your policies.
Yep. That's how Azure DevOps is doing it.
Yeah. I've got two questions. One, for those who aren't familiar, what's the pricing for this from Azure perspective?
For Azure policy, it doesn't cost anything. And so for guest configuration as part of Azure policy, it doesn't cost anything. For hybrid, the answer is we don't know yet. For preview, nothing.
And the second one is, if you have multiple configurations via policy, how will that layer? So an example, I want to pass off, do essentially partial configurations via policy.
That's right. It'll work just like it works now in Audit, that it can independently manage multiple configurations, and they won't conflict with what's going on in Windows PowerShell. We don't know how we're going to do conflict detection yet. For now, initially, we're probably not going to, and then we'll kind of take feedback on that. You could try to solve it in the pipeline, or we could do something from the agent to look for it there. I also don't know exactly what we're going to do or if we need to for like sort order of assignments. So is there a way to say like this one has to happen before the other one? I think that one will come up even if conflicts don't.
Okay.
Other questions?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I have a question. So how are you going to do the login scripts that the group policy uses now?
It is an awesome question. I don't know the answer to that one yet either. Because there's no, okay, so let me tear that one apart a little bit. What he's asking is in Active Directory, if you were using login scripts, those get stored in sysvol, and then they get replicated, and then the machine pulls it from there. So if we're applying policies, there's a couple of things like that. Login scripts is actually the main one. There's application installation, which is where it was like linking to an MSI that was coming from a file share. Not a ton of people use that, but we won't have that. And then we won't have preferences initially either, where you can like install printers and that kind of thing. So we'll focus on like the security baselines is really what we'll focus on initially. And then we'll take feedback on how we should answer the other ones. For the next semester of work, there's a bunch of new areas we're thinking about taking on. And some of those could solve login scripts if we hear from people that that's an important thing, where they want to do like drive mappings and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Awesome, bro. This thing's really
That's it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
This is awesome.
Great. We'll hang around for a while.